How do you do? Storyteller here, and welcome back to It Moves. We're kind of hoping it gets a bit scarier or a bit more, interesting as it goes on. Because so far it hasn't been very scary. Like, I'm not very impressed with it so far, but it has potential to be a good story-driven game. So we're going on that, and hoping it gets scary as it goes. So, let's continue. This shows good promise, but I'm not scared yet. Scare me. Scare me. Can I look at this? A huge skull. A banner on a long pole. It's too old and torn to make out the details. I'm guessing the same about that one. Oh, hello. The eyes are flashing now. A huge skull with flashing eyes. Is this gonna be a never-ending loop? It is, isn't it? Oh, the eyes are going crazy. The door is firmly shut. The eyes are getting more and more brilliant. It's just gonna keep going and going. I'm guessing... Oh, never mind. My guess was wrong. Oh, this is a good sign. This is a sign of all good things. You know, satanic circle, lit candles, a sacrificial altar with what appears to be skulls on them. All good things. Can I look at this? Some kind of altar. Yeah, no, I could have pieced that together myself. That looks like a button. Can I have it? Oh, it's a picture of a green landscape. Hello. That's a jarring sound. That looks like a button. Clank. Ooh. Some kind of machine. There's a button on it. But I can't push it. That looks like a map. Is it not a map? It's not a map. Let's go down. Good atmospheric noise. Is this blood? Looks almost like the lights on the runway at airports. I would not have thought that, but now that you say it, I cannot unthink it. It's an airport. It's clearly an airport. Yeah, kid. Definitely. Welcome to the baggage claim. What? You lost my luggage? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm crazy. Where are we going? Oh, hello. Oh, hello! I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't think it would actually say hello back. I flipped a switch. Did I do good? Did I flip it real good? That sounded weird. What did that do exactly? Did it open something? Did it unlock something? Has it opened the secrets of the universe to me? I don't see anything that has changed. Lights on the runway. That switch did something, right? Do I need to switch it again? The altar's still there, so I didn't move that. Oh, hello. I wasn't ready for you either. Are you? How are you? Hello, how are you? Oh, what lovely manners. I'm doing splendidly. It's not like today's been a horrible day. Just completely dreadful day. Not whatsoever. Let's go right over that and not talk about my horrible day. Because I find talking about it can make it worse sometimes. Sometimes it's better to just ignore your problems and hope they go away. I would do splendidly in a horror movie, wouldn't I? Just ignore it and hope it goes away. Yeah, I think it did go away because I can't find it now. Over here? It's over here, isn't it? Oh, hello. A creepy mask. Are you sure it's a mask? I will show you sometime. The mask that hangs on my wall. My sister used to tell me it was a real human head and that they had cut it off and put a real human's head on our wall. I kept that mask as a memento of my scarred childhood years, thinking we had a dead human head hanging on the wall. That did something too. Oh, hello. I hope this isn't copyrighted. Oh no. No. That's creepy. Did it just smile? It did. Yeah, stop smiling at me. That's creepy. Oh, that was a foul note. I think that was more terrifying than the mask. Okay. The mask is... Wait. Ah! Creepy mask. It's on the floor now, apparently. Okay, cool. That wasn't really scary. That was more just like... It set up for good scary. Like, it had scary music, which was perfect. Okay, I flipped that switch. What did that unlock? Oh, maybe the top right-hand corner now. I have a coffee in front of me, but I have both hands on the keyboard. I don't need to have my left hand on the keyboard because there's no mouse in this game. But it's kind of my default position. I have my left hand on WASD and my right hand on the arrow keys because this game uses the arrow keys to walk. It's communist. Anyway. Something. Oh, is that blood? Oh, it's blood, isn't it? This red liquid pouring out. Oh, it's blood. Oh, let's go to the altar. Where there's gushes of blood pouring out, something's gotta be happening. Oh, I think we turned on the generator. Blood power. It's the way of the future. Can I push the button now? No? So disappointing. This gate's still closed. So there's gotta be another gate that's open somewhere, but where is it? That's the question, where is it? Have I been? Oh, I haven't been in here. You are not gonna comment on this? You have nothing to say about this. Ew. Do I need to be worried about you? No, you were just trying to scare me? Well, it didn't work. So unimpressed. So not scared. So not spookified. That was weird. I wasn't holding the key, but he was still walking. I'm guessing this one up here is going to be open now? No, wait, this one was already open. What do I need to do? Yeah, I turned on the blood. Power in the blood. Power... Sorry, that's kind of sacrilegious, isn't it? Probably. It's funny, though. Come on, that's funny. Laugh with me, it's funny. We're all going to hell. Anyway, I found the next switch. Can I go in here? Yeah, you've already said that. Alright, let's go down, because I heard something open. What is open? That was open already, I think. Right? That was open. No, maybe it wasn't. I'm not gonna comment on that either. Okay. Do you see that? Smoke? Or fog or steam or ghosts? All likely possibilities. Oh, hello. Ugh. Ugh. There's a face in the middle that looks like it's eating the altar and a bunch of tiny faces around it. I might try to avoid that. Can I kill it with something? It's an abomination. Can we destroy it? Do I need to throw myself into the open jaws of it and sacrifice myself to it? That's a likely option. Oh, hi there. Did you have something to say? No? Bye-bye. Oh, is that what I actually needed to do, is sacrifice myself to it? I guess so. Well, alrighty then. It's funny how certain words can remain hidden from your mind, no matter how blatant or obvious they are. One word came to me that night, lying there in the darkness alone, frightened, aware of a rotten change in the atmosphere. A thickening of the air as if something had displaced it. As I heard the first casual twists of the bedsheets below, the first anxious increase of my heartbeat at the realization that something was once again in the bottom bunk. That word, a word which had been sent into exile, filtered up through my consciousness, breaking free of all repression, gasping for air, screaming, etching, and carving itself into my mind. Ghost. Not the word I would have pictured. That was actually kind of anticlimactic. Ghost. No, I'm not impressed. As this thought came to me, I noticed that my unwelcome visitor had ceased moving. I can still hear him. Oh, never mind. I can't. I guess he did stop. The bedsheets lay calm and dormant, but they had been replaced by something far more hideous. A slow, rhythmic, rasping breath heaved and escaped from the thing below. These words are all trying at my R and W word problem. Did you guys know that I mix up R and W? You'll probably hear me do it sometimes. I'll see a word that begins with R and pronounce it with a W and not even notice. And then editing later I'll see it and I'll go, oh, wow, that actually is a problem. Anyway, let's carry on. I could imagine its chest rising and falling with each second, wheezing and garbled breath. I shuddered and hoped beyond all hope that it would leave without occurrence. The house lay, as it had the previous night, in a thick blanket of darkness. Silence prevailed, but for the perverted... I had to think about that for a second, if that's actually what that said, or if I was having a Freudian slip. All but for the perverted breath of my as-yet unseen bunkmate. I lay there terrified. I just wanted this thing to go, to leave me alone. What did it want? Then something unmistakably chilling transpired. It moved. Roll credits, that was the title. It moved. It moved in a way different from before. When it threw itself around the bottom bunk, it seemed unrestrained, without purpose, almost... do we have to do this now? Can we talk about this? Does this no, thank you. Without purpose, almost animalistic. For that thing lying there in the darkness, that thing which seemed intent on terrorizing a young boy, calmly and nonchalantly sat up. Its labored breathing had become louder. Now only a mattress and a few flimsy wooden slats separated my body from an unearthly breath below. I lay there, my eyes filled with tears, a fear which more words could not relate to you or anyone else coursed through my veins. It could just be your brother. Your brother could be lonely and maybe he snuck to the bottom bunk just to be with you. Do you ever think of that? Think of peeking below, maybe it's your brother? Probably. That's gonna be the twist ending, that all this time it was his brother. Sorry, I know I'm killing the mood. I would not have believed that this fear could have been heightened, but I was so wrong. I imagined what this thing could look like, sitting there listening from below my mattress, hoping to catch the slightest hint that I was awake. Imagination then turned into unnerving reality. It began to touch the wooden slats which my mattress sat on. How do you know? It seemed to caress them carefully, running what I imagined to be fingers and hands across the surface of wood. Can you not scare me like that, okay? I wasn't scared, I was startled. That was startling. I don't know why that just happened. Then with a great force, it prodded angrily between the two slats into the mattress. Okay, so it just punched me in the back. Even through the padding, it felt as though someone had viciously stuck their fingers into my side, not back. I let out an almighty cry, and the wheezing, shaking, and moving thing in the bunk below replied in kind by violently vibrating the bunk as it had done the night before. Small flakes of paint powdered onto my blanket from the wall as the frame of the bed scraped along it, backwards and forwards. And no one's getting awakened by this? Nobody in the house can hear it rattling against the wall? I tilt my chair back too much, like rocking my chair and be quiet up there! I mean, seriously, you'd hear that. You'd hear... Once again I was bathed in light, and there stood my mother, loving, caring as she always was, with a comforting hug and calming words which eventually subdued? That's not a word. Subdued my hysteria. Of course, she asked what was wrong, but I could not say. I dared not say. I simply said one word over and over and over again. Ghost, right? Ghost? Oh, nightmare. I thought the word was ghost. Nightmare. Ooh, close up. The pattern of events continued for weeks, if not months. Night after night I would awaken to the sound of rustling sheets. Each time I would scream so as not to provide this abomination with the time to prod and feel for me. And with each cry the bed would shake violently, stopping with the arrival of my mother, who would spend the rest of the night in the bottom bunk, seemingly unaware of the sinister force torturing her son nightly. Along the way I managed to feign illness a few times and come up with other less than truthful reasons for sleeping in my parents' bed, but more often than not I would be alone for the first few hours of each night in that place. The room where the light from outside did not sit right, alone with that thing. With time you can become desensitized to almost anything, no matter how horrific. I had come to realize that, for whatever reason, the thing could not harm me when my mother was present. Don't be so sure of that. I'm sure the same would have been said for my father, but as loving as he was, waking him from sleep was almost impossible. Waking me, on the other hand, was no trouble at all, thanks to the nightmares. Chapter 4, Anger Overload. Let's keep playing a little bit. Let's get further into this, because I'm into it now. Anger Overload. Yes, save. Okay, this is cool. It looks very, very Catholic. It's very Catholic. Door's locked. Ooh, it's a bit louder. Oh, hello. Hold on. The painted glass depicts some religious man, I guess. I'm not even gonna try to guess who that is. I'm gonna offend somebody. A hook hangs from the wall. A piece of meat hangs to dry from it. I have a guess of who that is, but I'm not gonna say it because I'm probably wrong. Take it easy. Earthquake? Possibly. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That sounds the opposite of good. Can't look at that apparently. Painted glass depicts a religious man, blah. Interesting. Ooh, that was pretty. If you guys got to see that. Painted glass depicts a scene from the Bible. It does? What on earth does that depict? Is that some weird contorted version of the Nativity? Because it looks like a swan. Am I crazy? That looks like a swan. Anyway. That's pretty too. I like how you can kind of see down here how it reflects. That's really cool. Ooh, even better. Oh, I love it. Ew. I see that giant spider. I'm not going over there. There you go. Ooh. Various jars with disgusting stuff inside. I was looking at those. Another one. That's not an earthquake. Okay, so we have some kind of deformed sloth. We have heads in bottles. That looks like a door. No, not a door. It looks like a door. Alien thing. Alien snake. There is a bottle. That orange bottle, the short one, has another tiny bottle. I'm not sure if the graphics are as good for you guys. That bottle has a bottle inside of it, and it has the skull and crossbones on it. You know, normal for saying bottle of poison, but that bottle has a bottle of poison in it. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, then we have... I'm not gonna guess what you are, or you. You three are creepy. Okay, that's the creepiest thing here. No, I was still looking at the... Okay. It's a big pool, but I'd rather not use it. Gee, I wonder why. A big pool, but I'd rather not use it. Is this symbolic? I feel like I'm supposed to be taking something away from this. Anyway, that's disturbing. And look, there's a little spider. Hello, little spider. I like little spiders. Not a lot of them, though. Just one. Can you not make those noises at me? That would be fantastic if we could avoid that. Faded old picture. Oh yeah, this is good. What is this? We're not gonna talk about this? Okay. Are those... No! Are those cats? No, 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 no. That's wrong. You're responsible for this. That's so wrong. That's more disturbing than anything in this... Did we go through this room? That's more disturbing than anything in this game. No hanging cats. I mean, all the humans and dead bodies and stuff you want. Sure, go to town, but no hanging cats. I'm getting out of this room. There. Ugh. I'm not entirely sure what that noise was, but we appear to be trapped. There's probably no way out. That's how it goes in these dreams, assuming I'm still dreaming. Yeah, there's really no way out. Can you not make that noise, please? Oh! Walls are closing in. I assume I'm crushed to death now. Oh no! Can I go back? Okay. One thing about me, I hate mannequins, and these things look like mannequins. I know a lot of people don't like mannequins, but I don't like mannequins. What was that? Oh, it's closing its mouth. And close? Yep. Why? Why? Just why? Why? Let's see if I have a favorite. I hate you. And I hate you. And I hate you. And I really hate you. The one with the mustache is funny. I like the one with the mustache. So he's my favorite. The rest of you just... I mean, we're already in hell, so... Probably. Oh, we're gonna do this again. Go to Earth. Yeah, that's better. Go back to Earth. Oh, we're just gonna keep... Can I go back? Just gonna keep doing this until it tries to jump scare me, but it's not gonna work. I refuse to be startled by you. Not gonna happen. And again. Oh, their mouths are already closed. Okay. What is that noise? Oh. It sounds like... Oh. It sounds like a body stuck in like a chainsaw or a wood chipper. It's horrible. Yeah, can you not? Can you not do that? That's a horrible noise. It literally sounds like a body stuck in machinery. Yep, can you not? It'd be great if you didn't do that. Really appreciate it if you didn't do that. Oh, hi, yeah, nope. Nope. Yeah, nope. Could I have run past them? Can you not screech in my ear? My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided this wretch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided that she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother and felt nothing but anguish at her illness, to this day I feel guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor may do should it become aware of my mother's absence. I mean, you still have your father, don't you? Just hang out with him. Fathers aren't protectors in the night, apparently. They're only mothers. Her presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of this thing's reach. I rushed home from school that day and immediately wrenched the bed sheets and mattress from the lower bunk, removing all of the slats and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, and some chairs which were kept in the cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. That's smart. I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable. I would be darned if I gave that thing a place to sleep for one more night. That's not a bad word. As darkness approached, I lay there knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix, which I had seen there before. While my family were not very religious, at the age I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Stop it! Go away! Although fearful and anxious, while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came, and as I drifted off to dream, I hoped I would awaken in the morning without incidents. Unfortunately, that night was one of the most terrifying of all. Are we actually going to get to something scary? Please. Urban Explorer. The most terrifying part of all. I'm not so sure if I believe you, but we're gonna have to find out in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!